What is up, guys? Welcome back. In today's video we're going to be going over a set with a different team, and yes, I did go to the dark side. I'm using MELMETAL as my lead. I just wanted to try it out, and I got the second move on it, and so I wanted to test it out, see how good it actually is, you know, legitimately straight up with no exploits or anything. So let's just see how we do. And yeah, the battlers in this range of battlers, I'm above 2650 in this set, and man, the players are just so good. And one of the things you need to remember when you get up to the higher level ratings, if you're struggling to even get into the 2600s or 2700s, you just have to know that your players are going to be counting your moves, and so you're going to be running into a lot of sack swaps and like those perfectly timed swaps, and you need to watch out for those because you're going to see how it burns you if you're not paying attention. So let's just get right into it. First battle, we got an error, so let's try again. So our Malentachi is our first opponent, and yeah, so let's just see how we do with the MELMETAL lead. We lead into a Giratina altered form, and my strategy for this is just to go straight rock slide. Obviously the fighting is resisted, so no point in doing that. So I'm just gonna go straight rock slide, and it doesn't do like a whole lot of damage, but because it's more spammy than Dragon Claw is, or than Shadow Sneak, you're gonna get it more often, so you're gonna pretty much win this matchup. So I'm just gonna go straight rock slide, and look how much damage we're whittling it down. We're ahead in health, and I think for some reason, because this is one of my first sets, I think I do shield at some point, but I can't remember. But I've been doing this set, like this team, for a couple days now, and so this is one of my first sets that I did with this team, and I do end up shielding here because I don't think I'm going to win. So I thought that was interesting, but I am able to farm it down, so we're in a good spot where we won the first matchup. We have switch advantage. So I'm just going to go rock slide on this Empoleon, and we get the shield. And so now I can come in with Poliwrath, and notice how I got my switch tray up really quickly, because I was expecting that to switch, and I had to be ready to switch right away. So they do switch. I switch into Cresselia, and we get the attack debuff. So that is huge. We're just going to go straight Moonblast on this Clefable, and this should be pretty much a wrap from here because there's not much they can do. Our counter is lined up with their Pokemon, so there's not much they can do because their switch clock is not out yet. And so yeah, we take out the Clefable, and then they quit. So that was solid match. Winning that lead matchup made all the difference. And second matchup, this is the guy who totally outplays me this round. And I'm gonna tell you what my mistake was. I think I made a couple mistakes, but I made a big one, a big doozy of a mistake at the very end. I got kind of cocky, and I thought I was doing really well. Because he gave up switch advantage, I had my Poliwrath lined up with a Registeel, so I'm like, okay, this is awesome. Like, this is pretty much smooth sailing. They're always going to throw Focus Blast. It's pretty much never going to be Flash Cannon. So I just shield there, and I go straight Dynamic Punch. And then they don't shield, so a little interesting. Probably because they might figure they're going to lose this matchup, but because I have shields too, so they just let their Registeel go. Now here's where I made a mistake. I could have, because I got rid of my biggest threat to Cresselia, I could have switched in. So you'll see my switch clock run out. And so I have the option to switch. You see the little button there that's white, but I don't switch. I stay in with Poliwrath, and I should have just went Cresselia. I think that was my first mistake. And I don't believe I saw their third Pokemon yet. So you're going to see what happens. Okay, here's where I make my second mistake. So they throw Dragon Claw, and I switch. When I put my Pokemon in, I thought I fainted their Giratina, but I didn't. Because if you look at the top of their screen, they have the two Pokeballs there. I didn't even look at that. I just assumed that I had this in the bag. I was like, cool. All I gotta do, I can come in with Cresselia. All I have to do is just throw Moonblast or throw whatever the heck I need to throw, and I can come back in with Melmetal later and just land one superpower and I win. Like, it's pretty straightforward. But you're going to see what my opponent does. So our switch clock, we're about 25 seconds away from running out of the switch timer. So theirs is probably going to run... Yeah, theirs is going to run out first. And they switch at the perfect time and they catch this Moonblast. Oh, man. So now they basically got that extra shield using Giratina. They fainted my Cresselia. And now that freaking Berserker has so much energy that he can burn my shield with any move, it doesn't matter. And then he's got enough energy for a close combat, and he wins. So my mistake there was I didn't notice the 2 Pokeballs. So if you notice the 2 Pokeballs, the 2 balls up top, watch out for the sack. The sack swap. Just watch out for it because these players are going to be doing that all the time. And you're going to see it happen like 2 more times in this set. They just, like, as much as you need to count their moves, you need to remember they're counting your moves. And so if their switch timer runs out, you need to be kind of expecting that a lot in this, when you get to this tier of players. They're just so good. You really got to be on your game. And I think this happens in the next 2 games, this one and the next one. So let's see what happens. I had the Melmetal. I think it was a Giratina lead again. I don't think they switched into it. So I'm just going straight Rock Slide, and I should be able to win this one. Yeah, maybe I'm wrong. Okay, maybe you don't win it unless you shield, but as long as you win it, I think that's important. Getting that switch advantage is important, and I'm able to farm it down again, just like I did in the other match. They come in with a Swampert. This time I go Superpower, because usually I'm expecting them to come in with something that's kind of resistant to the rock, kind of. So I've started throwing Superpower just in case, and it works most times. So anyways, but now we have switch advantage, so now we can get Cresselia on the Swampert, and this is what we need. Even if we're down shields, I'd rather be in this position because I can go straight Grass Knot. But watch what happens. Okay, so the switch timers, switch clocks are both fresh. We both have the option to switch, and he switches. And so now I'm going to throw a Grass Knot at a freaking Melmetal. So that was awful. But the difference between this match and the last one was I still have another fresh Pokemon and I have a switch advantage. It's not towards the end of the round yet. And so I'm still okay. I'm still in a good situation here. So they throw Superpower, and now because their defense is lowered, my Mud Shots are doing more damage, this Ice Punch will do more damage, and their attack's going to do less damage. And so sometimes it's good to wait for them to do their charge move if you think they're going to do a Superpower, because then your moves will hit harder on them. That's a little strategy there. Okay, so then they come back in with Swampert, and now I have a Cresselia with energy, I believe, and I switch in. No, it has not much energy, but still. I don't think an Earthquake would even KO at this point, but they throw Hydro Cannon, so definitely is not going to KO. And then we get the Grass Knot. So in that situation, our opponent did do a nice sack swap to catch the Grass Knot with their Melmetal, but it didn't help them enough in that situation because it was not as late in the match. Okay, next, game 4, we lead into a Togekiss. Perfect. They switch into Registeel, we switch into Poliwrath. So far, so good. I cannot not pay attention. I need to pay attention. I need to make sure I'm staying in control. I can't start playing loose because I'll lose. Okay, so we're going to go straight Dynamic Punch. So we're going to go for our Dynamic Punch here. I find sometimes I just go crazy with my finger and I just do that. But what you could do if you're having trouble with that, there's a couple strategies you could do to get excellence every time with the Dynamic Punch. You can just kind of do like small, tighter circles, but just go really fast. And that usually will hit all the bubbles. Or you can do just like literally follow the bubble and like go one at a time and just follow it. And you'll have enough time to get them all. I just tend to just do the small circle and I just spin really fast, or I'll just kind of go crazy. Use my nervous energy. That usually works, but like small circles usually does the trick. Anyways, that was a long explanation for just that. But we have, there you go. You see me doing the little circle. And I sped it up so it looks even more crazy. But yeah, I threw the Superpower. I dip out because I don't want to stay in with the lowered defense, lowered attack. We get hit with the earthquake, but they have no shields, and I kind of farm up a little bit extra energy because I know I might need it. This is their last Pokemon. Yeah, so I will need it because they have another Pokemon in the back. So I throw the Grass Knot. This will knock him out, and then Togekiss. I do need to land something because if I'm stuck with my Poliwrath, I might not win this matchup. So I have to land something. We get the Moonblast off, so that's perfect. I'm not going to shield. I mean, it really didn't matter at this point because I had my Melmetal. Never mind. Definitely didn't matter. Sorry about that. So yeah, Rock Slide. I didn't even need to charge it all the way. That was a pretty straightforward win. It's much easier when you win the lead like that. And so yeah, final game against Gato TV. I don't know if they make YouTube videos or not. Just the name looks like it does. But anyways. So we lead into a Cresselia. Now this matchup you can win as long as they don't get the debuff right away. If they do, you might have to shield. And sometimes what I'll do is if they get a debuff on me right away, I'll just switch into Cresselia and store up some energy on the Melmetal. But luckily here they don't, so I'm just going to go straight Rock Slide. Yeah, it does suck when you get that debuff, man. It sucks so bad. So yeah, and you know, sometimes they'll just get a ton on you. So like I don't like to stay in if I get the debuff right away. If it's like towards the end, like right here, I'll stay in and keep throwing Rock Slides because you can get them off more often. But yeah, it's look how close this matchup is. Like that Cresselia is just so tanky, and we resist the fairy moves, and it's still. I decide to shield just to be safe, and even though we resist it, it just does so much damage. Okay, so hopefully they don't shield, and they switched in again. They did a sack swap again. So now again, that sucks, but it's early in the match, so now I have switch advantage, so I can still come back from that. Even though I wasted energy on that Registeel, I can come back in with my Poliwrath. I should still be okay from here. Again, Focus Blast, it's almost always Focus Blast. So I just shield every time if I need to. Like if I want to keep my Poliwrath, I'll shield. I'm not worried about them shield baiting me. So here, now I have no shields, but watch. You'll see how much Focus Blast does. It does about half, and so like 50% of damage. But I can still throw in Ice Punch, and that should take it out. And now we have a Pokemon lead, but we have no shields. So, but we do have an Ice Punch ready to go. Let's see if they shield us one. I forget. No, they don't. So I switch in with Melmetal, and they switch in with Swampert, and that's okay because I can throw Superpower. I really don't need this Swampert or this Melmetal anymore. So I'm fine burning their shield. I'm gonna see if I can get one more off, and we do get it off. So they might have to shield this one, or they're gonna take a little bit of chunk of damage. And they decide to not shield, which is probably a good move. And then here's where I need to try to be sneaky about which one I throw in. I usually wait till the last second just in case. If I'm in a situation where I have two Pokemon that are low health and I want them to throw in a certain one, I kind of wait till the last second just to build up that tension, and sometimes they'll make a mistake. Just like a last-ditch effort strategy. So we throw the Grass Knot, we get the last shield, and this clock is about to run out. So if I can just get a charge move off or anything, we win, but we have two Pokemon, so we win the timeout. And so I believe we went 4-1 in that set. So that was, yeah, 4-1 in that set. Would have been a 5-0, would have been an amazing set, but that second opponent totally outplayed me. And yeah, so we take a 4-1, but I'm happy with that. Our rating is really good now. I think we're close to 2,700 there. I wasn't watching the screen, but yeah, if you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, and comment below what lead you're currently using and which one you like the best. Because I like to switch mine up a lot, but I don't know. It's fun to talk to you guys and see how you guys are doing with your team. So thanks again so much for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.